God is not a sadist who runs an eternal chamber of horrors called hell, and it's time Christians stop teaching that lie. Kirk has come under fire for having the courage to address the subject of annihilation. Well, good for him. It needs to be addressed. In the parable of Lazarus and the rich man found himself in torment in Hades. Hades is Greek mythology and the Greek god of the underworld. The Pharisees and religious leaders had adopted the beliefs of their conquerors, and they believed in the Hades of the Greeks. The parable is a divine roast of the Pharisees. It is not an endorsement of Greek mythology. Jesus constantly chided the Pharisees for their false teaching, and Hades is one of the things they taught. God warned the Jewish people not to take on the beliefs and gods of the surrounding nations, yet they had. Could Jesus affirm Greek mythology without violating the command not to adopt the beliefs and gods of surrounding nations? The Bible likens that to adultery, and Jesus did not commit adultery. In the parable, Jesus is mocking the religious leaders for their beliefs. The point of the parable is, if Hades existed, it would be filled with Pharisees. It would be filled with corrupt, religious hypocrites. It would not be filled with repentant sinners like Lazarus. That parable is where the concept of hell comes from for most Christians, and it is a complete misunderstanding of the parable. Hell is not in the Old or New Testaments, unless some translator puts it there. When Sheol was translated as Hades in the Septuagint, it brought in all the baggage of that word. But Sheol and Hades are not the same thing. The cultures are not the same, and the words are not the same. I cover this extensively in my book, Gehenna Revisited, Rebutting Francis Chan, by D.L. Kennedy at Amazon. I think eternal conscious torment in hell is blasphemous and slanders God's character. As Jesus said in John 3:16, those who believe in him have everlasting life. Those who don't perish. What is so hard to understand about that? Or what is so hard to understand that the wage of sin is death? Or that the only thing God warned about in Genesis 2:17 was death? He never warned of eternal conscious torment anywhere. That teaching is not biblical. However, annihilation is, and I prove it in Gehenna Revisited, Rebutting Francis Chan. The truth is that the preponderance of Scripture teaches annihilation. Period.